Hey, it's Darius, and so much effort and energy go into each I-75 video, but it's all worth it when you pass the CPA exam and notice the I-75 difference. If you pass BEC in 2023, you're in good position for 2024. The last day to take BEC, though, is December 15th of 2023. And if you're still not sure whether you want to go for it, if you like writing, take BEC in 2023. If you don't like writing, wait till 2024 and take either ISC, BAR, or TCP. All three new CPA disciplines are now available at i75cpareview.com. So let's talk a little about each one and what you can expect. And if you've been to the I-75 website lately, you know that we're the first course that had all three discipline exams ready to go. In this video, we'll look at the TCP exam. So we'll click here, and that'll take us to here where we can click on ISC, BAR, or TCP, or we could click the Evolution Special, all parts for 36 months. But we're going to look at the TCP exam in this video, so we'll click here, and let's see what we can expect with tax compliance and planning. Chapter 1 of I-75 TCP is on individual tax compliance and tax planning. And we'll do plenty of multiple choice questions together in each I-75 video. And a Chapter 1 question would look like this. Under which of the following circumstances would a taxpayer potentially benefit from the bunching strategy for itemized deductions? So tax strategy for individuals would be a big part of the TCP exam. Not only will we do multiple choice questions together in each video, but there'll be multiple choice tests for you to do after each video or two. So while Chapter 1's on individual compliance and tax planning, what about Chapter 2? Chapter 2 of I-75 TCP is on gift tax compliance and personal financial planning. And a question from I-75 Chapter 2 would look like this. An individual donates $220,000 worth of real estate to a public charity. If the real estate was bought for $70,000 10 years ago, how much in capital gains tax could they potentially save, assuming the net investment income tax applies? And this is important to the examiner because practitioners get asked questions like this from clients every day. And it's topics just like this that convinced the AICPA that it was time to come up with a tax compliance and planning exam. Chapter 3 of I-75 TCP is on partnership tax. And one of the partnership topics that they will test you on in the TCP exam is this Section 754 election. And I would expect a question would look just like this. Thomas had a basis of $40,000 for his partnership interest before receiving a distribution in complete liquidation of his interest. The liquidating distribution consisted of $18,000 cash and equipment with a basis of $17,000. How much loss is recognized by Thomas if a Section 754 election is in place? Now, I don't expect you to know the answer to this now. So why am I doing this? Because if you're interested in partnership tax, you might want to take the TCP exam. Chapter 4 of I-75 TCP is S corporations. And one of the questions I could see them asking you on the exam is which of the following entities cannot be a shareholder in an S corporation? Trusts, estates, partnerships, or individuals. And partnerships cannot be a shareholder in an S corporation. Individuals, of course, could be, and so could trusts and estates. And this question, like all the others we've seen so far, right out of the I-75 TCP course. Chapter 5 of I-75 TCP is on C Corps. And here's a question you can expect to see on the exam. Shepherd Corp incurred a net operating loss in the current year. This loss, A, cannot be carried back. B, can be carried forward indefinitely. C, can offset only 80% of taxable income if carried forward. Or D, all of these. And the answer is D, all of these. And the TCP exam will expect you to know the NOL rules for whatever year the net operating loss occurred. I-75 Chapter 6 of TCP is taxation of property. And this is where you could get a question on like-kind exchanges. So in a like-kind exchange, Daisy exchanged land for a warehouse. Calculate Daisy's recognized gain in the like-kind exchange. Now this topic used to be in Reg, but they moved it to TCP. And you can see why I think the Reg exam is going to get a little easier. So choose TCP as your discipline if you like property questions, including like-kind exchanges. Chapter 7 of TCP is on trusts, and they moved trusts over from Reg. And here's a question you could expect to see on the TCP exam. Which of the following is correct regarding a simple trust? A, must distribute all income each year to beneficiaries. B, cannot make charitable distributions of principal during the trust term. C, both. D, neither. And the answer is C, both. And if you studied Reg recently, you probably know this. A simple trust, as per IRS, must distribute all of its income to the beneficiaries each year, and a simple trust cannot make distributions of principal. Now, Chapter 8 is on international tax issues. And a big topic here is what income is U.S. source versus what income is foreign source. And I would expect a question like this. How is income from the sale of inventory typically sourced? A, based on where the title to the goods passes. B, based on the seller's country of incorporation. C, based on the buyer's country of residence. D, based on the location of the inventory. And we'll go over this in I-75 TCP. The answer is based on where the title to the goods passes. Income from the sale of inventory is typically sourced based on where title passes from seller to buyer. Therefore, if the title passes in the U.S., the income would be U.S. source. If the title passes in a foreign country, the income would be foreign source income. And Chapter 9 of I-75 TCP is on business structures. Business structures is still part of Reg, and it's also included in TCP. And here's a question that you could see on the TCP exam. In the area of business structures, what is the primary document that governs the operations of an LLC? Is it A, the corporate bylaws, B, partnership agreement, C, operating agreement, or D, articles of organization? And the answer is an operating agreement. Chapter 10 of TCP is called the final review, where you'll see testlets, multiple choice random questions, and simulations, narrated video sims, followed by the Amazon ebook, the 75 must-know questions for TCP. So if you don't pass BEC in 2023, you could choose TCP as your discipline. And we just took a little tour of the I-75 TCP course, which is currently $129 per month. And that price will be increasing to $139 per month in January. So if you want TCP, subscribe in 2023, October, November, or December. And then if you're still using it in January, the price increase will not apply to you because you'll be locked in at the $129 per month rate. So go to i75cpareview.com and get yourself on the right road to passing the CPA exam, because the right teacher makes all the difference.